Daniel Crawford was the CEO of Crawford Hotels, a luxury chain with properties worldwide. He made it a practice to visit each location unannounced, staying as a regular guest to assess service quality firsthand. Today, he was at the flagship Boston property, occupying the penthouse suite. When he returned to his room after an afternoon meeting, he noticed something unexpected. The room hadn't been cleaned yet at 4 p.m., well past the usual time. More than that, he heard soft crying coming from the bathroom. Daniel knocked gently. "Hello, is someone in there? Are you okay?" The crying stopped abruptly. A young woman emerged, maybe mid-20s, wearing a housekeeping uniform, her eyes red and swollen. She looked mortified. "I'm so sorry, sir. I'll leave immediately." "I shouldn't be." She grabbed her cleaning cart. "Wait, you're clearly upset. What happened?" "Nothing. I'm fine. I'll get your room cleaned right away. I'm not concerned about the room. I'm concerned about you. Please, sit down. Tell me what's wrong." The woman, whose name tag read Sophie, hesitated, then sank into a chair. "Exhausted. I just got a call from my daughter's school. She's running a high fever, and they need me to pick her up immediately. But my supervisor said if I leave my shift early again, I'm fired. This is the third time this month Emma's been sick, and I've already used all my sick days and personal days. I don't know what to do. Emma needs me, but we also need this job." "How old is your daughter?" 5. She has a compromised immune system. She gets sick easily. Her father left when she was born. It's just us. I work here full-time, and I take online classes at night, trying to get my degree so I can get a better job with more flexibility. But right now, I'm stuck between abandoning my sick child and losing the income we need to survive. Daniel felt anger rising, not at Sophie, but at a system that forced a mother to make such an impossible choice. "Give me a moment." He stepped into the hallway and made a phone call. 10 minutes later, he returned. "Sophie, I just spoke with your supervisor. You're not fired. Go pick up Emma. Take the rest of the week off paid. When you come back, we'll discuss a schedule that works better for a single parent." Sophie stared at him. "Who are you? Guests can't just override supervisors. I'm Daniel Crawford. I own this hotel, and I'm ashamed that my management team would put any employee in this position. Go get your daughter. We'll talk more when you return." Sophie's eyes filled with fresh tears. "Why would you do this?" "Because you're clearly a dedicated employee. You were crying in a bathroom torn between your child and your job. That tells me you care about both. You shouldn't have to choose. Now go." When Sophie returned to work the following week, she found a note requesting she meet with Mr. Crawford. Nervous, she went to the penthouse suite. Daniel answered the door himself. "Sophie, thank you for coming. Please sit. I want to discuss your situation. If this is about the other day, I'm so sorry. Don't apologize. I want to talk about solutions. I've reviewed your file. You're an excellent employee, perfect attendance before your daughter started getting sick. Consistently high marks from guests. You pick up extra shifts when you can. But our current system doesn't accommodate parents, especially single parents with children who have medical needs. That's just reality. I need to work harder to prove I'm reliable. No, the reality is that we need to do better. Sophie, I'm implementing a new policy across all Crawford hotels. Flexible scheduling for parents, emergency childcare stipends, and additional paid leave for family medical situations. You helped me see a major gap in how we treat our employees. Thank you for that. You're changing company policy because of me, because of you, and because it's the right thing to do. I've built a successful business. But what's the point if the people who make it run can't take care of their families? Sophie, you're working full-time, raising a daughter alone, and taking classes at night. That's not lack of dedication, that's extraordinary commitment. You deserve support, not punishment. Over the following months, Daniel took personal interest in Sophie's progress. He learned she was studying hospitality management, hoping to eventually work in hotel administration. He arranged for a company's scholarship to cover her remaining tuition. He also frequently checked on Emma's health, even sending the hotel doctor to make house calls when Emma was particularly ill. "Why do you care so much?" Sophie asked one day when Daniel stopped by her station to check on her. "My mother raised me alone. She worked 3 jobs to keep us fed and housed. I remember being sick as a kid, knowing my mom couldn't leave work to take care of me. I remember her crying in the bathroom, just like you were that day, torn between her child and survival. I built this company to be successful. But Sophie, you reminded me that success means nothing if it's built on the backs of people who can't take care of their own families." As Sophie completed her degree and moved into an assistant manager role, Daniel found himself looking forward to their meetings, to her insights about hotel operations, to hearing about Emma's recovery and progress in school. Somewhere along the way, professional respect evolved into genuine friendship, and then into something more. "I need to be honest with you," Daniel told Sophie a year after that day in the penthouse. "When I found you crying in that bathroom, I saw someone in crisis who needed help. But Sophie, over this past year, I've come to see so much more. Your strength, your intelligence, your dedication both as a mother and a professional. You've changed how I view success, how I run my business, how I want to live my life. Daniel, I'm just a housekeeper who went back to school. You're an assistant manager who transformed our company's entire approach to employee welfare. You're a mother who fought for both her daughter and her career. You're someone who showed me what really matters. Sophie, I love you. And I love Emma. I don't want to be just your employer or your friend. I want to be your partner." 18 months after finding Sophie in crisis in that penthouse suite, Daniel proposed not in a grand gesture, but simply. In Sophie's modest apartment while Emma slept in the next room. "Sophie, I found you at your lowest point crying in a bathroom, choosing between your child and your survival. You could have hidden that pain, but you were honest. That honesty changed everything for you, for our company, for me. You've shown me what strength looks like, what love means, what matters in life. Will you marry me? Let me be part of your family officially." At their wedding, Sophie gave a toast. "I was crying in a hotel bathroom, about to lose my job because my daughter was sick. Daniel could have fired me for being unprofessional. Instead, he listened, he helped. He changed his entire company's policies because he saw that success shouldn't be built on employees who can't care for their families. Daniel didn't just give me a job or a paycheck, he gave me dignity. He showed me that asking for help isn't weakness, that being a parent and a professional don't have to be at war." And somewhere between company policy changes and Emma's doctor visits and late-night conversations about hospitality management, he became the person I couldn't imagine life without. Sometimes the most important business meetings happen in bathrooms with crying employees. Sometimes the CEO who listens changes everything. Sometimes workplace respect evolves into love. And sometimes the woman found at her most vulnerable moment becomes the partner who transforms how success is measured not in profits, but in people. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about workplace dignity, genuine respect, and love built on equality. Leave a comment about when someone showed you respect during your most difficult moment. Your stories inspire us all.